Vaughan is still making promo videos with Robbie today and is no stranger to his radical ideas.
I think the best thing about Robbie is he thinks more about the track rather than himself and the long-term thing. So it was more like he just said, let's do like a real big rock video and like a, you know, with all the makeup and everything. And everybody's faces, when we presented the idea, just you could just see the fear in their face, which was brilliant.
As the budget's increased for Robbie's videos, so has the celebrity of his co-stars. Well, there's been Kylie and Daryl Hannah. Robbie and his management took the opportunity to release a DVD of his Christmas #1 single with Nicole Kidman.
When you got like Robbie and Nicole there, it was really weird who to talk to first. Mr. Williams, because he was paying for it.
Along with the $1 million co-star went the multi-million pounds worth of props.
I think they had about £25 million on the set. And it came down with these, there were like 2 bodyguards and somebody from the jewellers. And then what would happen, the worst bit was, I think it was about £2 million necklace, and we were filming, and Robbie was trying to open it to get it round Nicole's neck, and Robbie just thought it was a prop one, and he was literally bending it, and everybody's faces were like really staring and gasping, and then every time it came off the set, there'd be somebody with a little monocle counting all the little diamonds. So when we had to take the handbag off Nicole, they were like counting all the little diamonds off the heart.
And we managed to get a closer look at the watch that Robbie wore on set.
So this is the watch. It's a chronograph.
Look at that sparkle.
It's very pretty. It's got some mother of pearl. It's got both white diamonds and black diamonds on the dial and also basically on the case and on the strap. So it's a very nice watch. If you have a feel, it feels beautiful. It's a little bit heavy.
Oh, that's very heavy. I'm a bit scared. So when you have something like this, it's obviously, I mean, how much is this worth?
That's worth £50,000.
£50,000.
Correct.
And how many diamonds are in there?
There's about 3.5 carats of diamonds in total weight. So it's a nice watch. It's not too overly expensive. It's just, you know.
That's not too overly expensive.
No, it's not. You know, we have items that are worth much more.
Did you get any feedback off Robbie? I mean, did he say, "Can I have it, please"?
He liked the watch.
Robbie and his managers have raked in an estimated total of £4 million, bringing his total to £16.8 million.
All good celebrities like to share their wealth around, and Robbie is no exception. In 2001, he auctioned off some personal items here at Sotheby's.
Robbie has worked for various charities and even set up his own called Give It Some. At the auction, those famous rock DJ pants were sold for £5,000. His bed fetched 13 grand. Giving to charity also has personal benefits for Robbie.
I do my bit to give back, and I'm going to be doing more of that, a lot more, because I suffer with tremendous guilt myself.
Robbie has travelled far and wide in his capacity as UNICEF ambassador, going to places as far afield as Sri Lanka and Mozambique. In December 2000 in London, he even went as far as personally demolishing walls for AIDS awareness. And of course, Robbie never misses an opportunity to bring some humour to his work.
Hey, you know, if you men paid more attention to these instead of these, then maybe fewer of us would be dying of testicular cancer. So go and check them out.
Robbie's parted with personal earnings amounting to an estimated £3 million for charity.
In giving money to charity, there are twofold advantages really to Robbie. On the one hand, you get tax breaks. On the other hand, you obviously enhance your own reputation. Robbie is someone who's been badly behaved in the past, but people are more likely to forgive him things. He knows that if he's given it all to comic relief.
But there's also the cash Robbie hasn't given away voluntarily.
He has always had litigation around him. He lives in that world, and you know, he's the lawyer's best friend in a way.
Robbie had to pay former Take That manager Nigel Martin-Smith, who declined to comment, what we estimate with court costs to be £600,000. And he wasn't the only manager Robbie had to pay. There was Kevin Kinsella.
I'm not going to say how much it was, but it was nice money.
We estimate with court fees, Kevin cost Robbie £500,000. And then there was the Abbott brothers.
They eventually settled. and acknowledge that there was a contract in place. And I think now Rob probably realises that the record deal which we negotiated for them has put him in this situation where he is today, negotiating one of the biggest record contracts out.
The Abbotts reportedly got over £1 million. The cost of 3 former managers plus court fees amounts to a total of £2.4 million.
When it comes to cars, Robbie's a real big spender with a flash fleet all of his own. A 1974 E-Type Jag is Robbie's prized possession, a snip at £40,000. Famously, Robbie once bought a £100,000 Ferrari. He felt so guilty, though, at spending all that cash that he sent it back before it was delivered. He kept the number plate, though. Robbie can be seen swanning around in a modern-day classic, a £60,000 XKR. After doing a deal with Smart Cars, who sponsor his tours, Robbie bought his mum her very own runaround. Perfect for nipping down to the shops to buy your loving son's latest release. So, add tax and insurance to this liquid assets road test and we can reveal that Robbie spent over £200,000 getting himself ready for the road. There's just one tiny problem. Robbie hasn't got a licence. Thank goodness for hired help.
To abuse and to adore. It's not unusual to be loved by anyone.
With his newfound recording success came the inevitable tours. His biggest gig to date was at Slane Castle outside Dublin, in front of 80,000 people. Andy Franks has been Robbie's tour manager for 7 years.
It was an amazing day, it was an amazing show. I mean, he was so nervous beforehand, he was absolutely sort of bricking it, you know, because he does get very, very nervous, you know, before he goes on stage, because even though the band, the production, everything's going, he knows that the show basically rests on his shoulders, and no matter how much you've got going on, pyrotechnics or anything, you know, people are watching him.
But tours on this scale don't come cheap.
We've got 18 people on stage, there's 35 people in the band party, there'll be a private plane that will have to fly around because of the logistics of being able to get everybody from A to B. There's all the buses, there's the trucks that I said, there's all the hotels, there's, you know, just paying 200 people's wages. Although it's just him, you know, everybody else has to be paid. It's great being on a Robbie tour, but you can't ask someone to do it for free.
A ticket to a Robbie gig can cost up to £200, but you're guaranteed to get your money's worth. To add to Robbie's tour costs are his outfits, some of which have been exclusively designed by tailor Nick Hart.
So we're here in Savile Row. Has Robbie actually ever been in the shop?
No, he hasn't, no. He's a very busy man, and I've basically visited his various houses. Yeah.
You're a girl who understands.
So, Nick, what kind of things did you get Robbie into?
Well, one of the key pieces, which was kind of to do with the Rat Pack bling-bling sort of scene, was this shawl suit. This is a very, very sort of fitted, kind of 60s type shawl jacket. And the fabric, which I designed, was a herringbone fabric with a company called Moxon, who are probably the most exclusive in England and one of the most exclusive in the world.
No, you. And now I've met Miss Jones.
Are we talking about a lot of money for an exclusive fabric?
We are talking about a lot of money, yeah. I mean, a fabric like this is about as expensive as it gets.